The Rewild. That wasn't as oh no! Ah! That was not as epic as I thought it was going to be. Anyway, week 3 of the Cosmic Egg is the Rewild. One of the most strength building and activating weeks inside the course, because we're really learning here how to trust the fucking wild woman that lives inside of us. Forever, whether it's a girl, a woman, an elderly woman, whatever age you are at in the line of the feminine, you will have experienced maybe being told that you are too emotional, that you're too sensitive, maybe that you're too angry or, forceful or confident or loud or smile more or, blah, 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 insert here. And this is the most common experience for women, to basically be told that their natural expression isn't right. It doesn't fit. Whether that's you're too quiet, too loud, too whatever. And this is very true for sexuality, especially when most of the men or partners in our society have learned how to love a woman through porn. Because they are learning through a very manufactured and unrealistic education. A woman's sexuality, when left alone, when left to naturally bloom, when, praised and when nurtured and when nourished, is incredibly vast, incredibly wild, and completely activating. There is no getting away from a woman's full embodied sexuality. And all throughout our history, especially as the patriarchy came in and took over the church and changed a lot of things inside of our church and religion and education systems, we really lost the history behind the powerful women who are deeply rooted in their fucking body and totally connected to their sexuality. And that's because a wild woman cannot be tamed. And I'm not saying that it's like this taming as in like she needs to be tamed, she's out of control. I'm talking about a fully fucking embodied, aware of her energy, connected to her sexuality, so confident, but fucking humble, because she's human and she knows that everyone has their own journey, but that she has hers and hers is divine and deserves to be protected and is unique and natural to who she is and celebrated. There is a total difference between a suppression of an energy and a celebration of an energy. And a woman's wild sexuality must be awakened because it's natural. And wild for you might not be like, it might be like clawing at the fucking sheets, like ripping your hair off out in this sexy lingerie with a whip, like whatever the fuck you've got going on. Wild for you could be feeling orgasmic in nature. Wild for you could be spending time with your partner with no shame, asking him to massage your pussy with your legs spread open and feeling really confident and being able to direct him or them into a situation that makes your body feel amazing, feeling in control of your sexuality, feeling in control of your desires, feeling like you're strong enough and brave enough and connected enough to ask for what you need and to feel turned the fuck on by asking for what you need and getting it. So wild comes in many different iterations, and we do this week because I believe that there is a wild woman in all of us. There is a woman that knows and longs for the depths of her female orgasm. There is a woman inside of us that longs for the emotional capacity to fully grieve, to wail, to make sounds, to growl, to scream, to cry, to orgasm, to laugh hysterically. My laugh is so loud, I actually can't be around newborn babies. I actually cannot be around newborn babies because it's like a shock when they hear me laugh and I forget that they're there and I'm like, and it's just not great. But that's because I started not caring. My laugh's always been loud, but I was always kind of holding it back a little bit. I wasn't like, I can't actually be fully in my sound. I can't allow myself to actually own my voice, like to own how this sounds. And so when I started working with the yoni egg, I was able to sound properly and I wasn't worried anymore. And I've realized that actually me being in my sound with a wide open throat and connected energy coming up and down through my body, it's actually an invitation for other people to be in their sound. It is magnetic. I notice it around the people that I spend time with when I'm speaking and we're telling stories and we're laughing and giggling. It's so much more of an invitation for me to be fully embodied in my fucking sound and to actually be laughing or standing up for what I believe in or saying no or having conversations. And this is all because there's this embodiment in my body. There's this power. There's this wildness that I've got me. No matter what's happening, no matter if someone's there that doesn't agree with me, it's not a place for an argument. I respect your opinion and I respect your decisions. Free will is always the ultimate gift of human life, and I respect everyone's free will, but I know who I am and I know how I sound and I know how I move and I know how I can express. So it's a really beautiful invitation to activate this wildness and to come into the full truth and realization that who you are is fucking amazing and deserves to be heard and deserves to be honored and deserves to be cherished in her whole capacity, not just in the hen-picked pieces that are appropriate for society, because all of you deserves to be loved and honoured in that way. So week 3, the rewild, we go through a process called vaginal weightlifting, darling, where you will have your egg and your string inside of the vaginal canal and you will be tying a weight. So I like to use like a little tote bag. This is actually the bag for my glass wand, but Jack came home last night and it was just, I was washing it in the sink and I left it in the drying rack with the plates, and he came home and was like, what the fuck is this? He was like, it's like I didn't bring my dad around for a cup of tea or whatever, but life with a sex coach. So I like to use like a little tote bag, and then I will fill mine with like my other eggs, some big crystal, just something that's a little bit heavier, and then we are going to tie. So I like to loop like that, and then I will tie the string through the loop, so that's in the body and this is hanging between the legs. And what vaginal weightlifting does is it basically makes you engage your pelvic floor muscles properly for the first time, because you are feeling the nuance of your muscle. You're able to locate where your strengths are. You're able to locate maybe where there's a slight weakness or slight disruption of energy flow, and you're able to build strength so you can stop leaking your fucking life force energy. We must engage our pelvic floor muscles. You don't just like go through life and like you just leave your pussy and like she just stays strong and supple and able to hold stuff. No, you will atrophy. You must engage your muscles. You must have that deeper strength to be able to even hold the deeper levels of pleasure, to get into the G-spot, to get into the cervix, to get into just multi-orgasmic situations. You must have a deeper strength inside the vagina. And vaginal weightlifting is the most hilarious, amazing thing in the world, because you're doing it and you're swinging and you're feeling and you're building the energy and you're like, I am swinging a weight from my pussy right now. If anyone could see me, this would be the funniest thing in the world. But it builds your yang energy. It builds the fire. So for many people, you will float between one or the other, but you'll have one energy you're more able to work with, whether that's feminine or masculine, yin, yang, water, fire. And this practice helps you to build the fire in the body. It builds your confidence. And brings your energy up through the root and up through your central channel, so that you're able to build more of a reserve of power, so that you feel more grounded in the body. You feel like you're able to actually really be here on earth and feel confident in who you are and what you bring to the table. It's an incredibly activating practice, and it will have you having those deeper orgasms very quickly. It is a very awakening and intense feeling, and you will have energy circulating through your body and buzzing through your system like an absolute dreamboat. And it's one of the most fun sacred sexuality nights that we will have together. It is hilarious. It is so amazing. It is like the most wonderful energy that flows through the group when we have this night, because it's just so much fun. So that's vaginal weightlifting, and a little bit of why activating your wildness is key to reclaiming your sexuality and your divine femininity, because your wildness is inherent to your nature. You may have been told throughout your life that it's not, but look at the visceralness of our moon blood. Look at what happens in childbirth. Look at what happens when we go through a death, a heartbreak. We are visceral, emotional, earth-bound, spiritual beings that need to feel the full experience of their life, to fucking wring it dry, to feel like we're moving through, processing, connecting, feeling, embodying our full power, our full energy. And women must come back to their wild. They must be rewilded, if that is a word, because it is inherent to our nature. Our sexuality is so vast, it is so infinite, it cannot be contained. And once you are able to access that energy of this, it's not like it's this insane expansion of energy and it's going to take everybody out, but it is this wonderful birth into the true nature of your body, of your divine feminine sexuality. And the energy practice for this week is pussy breathing. Pussy breathing to expand your orgasm for limitless pleasure in the body. Pussy breathing to activate the different energy centers so that you can actually bring your pleasure up through the body and experience multi-orgasmic states and energy orgasmic states. And pussy breathing so that you can release through your sound. Your sound and your breath are two of the most important tools that we have at our disposal. And in this week, we focus so deeply on awakening that passionate, unbridled, divine feminine sexuality in the Rewild.